Well, it's almost Halloween. Ooh, that's a big, scary holiday, and people look to get themselves afraid. Well, that's a perfect holiday when it comes to a smoking cessation site, because fear is so built into quitting smoking. And also, there's a fear component involved in smoking. And actually, just recently, I made 3 videos addressing the fear of quitting. And I didn't think about it as being tied to Halloween at the time, but it's a good day here to highlight those videos. They were fear of quitting smoking, and basically, those broke into 2 components: a fear of failure, and that is a lot of people are just afraid to start a quit because they just know they can't do it from past attempts or what they hear or what they read. They just think it's impossible to quit. Well, it's an irrational fear. It's not impossible to quit. We have more former smokers today than current smokers. So the idea of being afraid of trying to start a quit because you don't think it can be done, well, that's irrational. Another one is the fear of success. That's a big one because they're afraid that there's all these things they won't be able to do anymore without smoking. Well, that's ridiculous. Everything you did as a smoker, you can do as a former smoker. It's that belief that there's things you won't be able to do. That's one of the things that's making it hard to stop because you're afraid of what the quality of your life will be when you do quit. Well, the quality of your life will generally get much, much better. And it's the only way you find that out is by quitting smoking and realizing that those fears you had were irrational. Another one, though, that I made was on fear of relapse. It's like, why go through all the trouble of quitting if you're just going to blow it somewhere down the line? Well, the truth is, you could blow it down the line. You break one rule, you can lose a quit. But on the alternative token here, if you don't break that rule, this quit will last forever. And that simple rule is just understanding never to take another puff. So the fear is a big component about quitting. Where fear really should be more real is on the fear of what smoking was doing to you. Hey, this is Halloween. People go out of the way to scare themselves, to try to get themselves to see gory pictures and gory scenery and, just get their fright level up. Well, as smokers, you're generally masterful at not seeing anything scary. You will sometimes be confronted either by stories you hear from other people of what's happened to them because they smoke, and you've learned how to disregard it. Well, yeah, it's bad for some people, it's bad for them, but it's not going to be bad for me. But then sometimes you get your own warnings. Your body is letting you know it's bad for you. And then sometimes it even gets worse, and it's so bad that you have to go to a doctor because you're having symptoms. And your doctor is telling you, you've got this problem, and your smoking is doing it, and you have to quit smoking. And still, people will deny that smoking is causing those kind of issues. Smoking causes lots of scary problems. Problems that can end up deforming you, that can end up debilitating you, that can end up killing you. So again, Halloween seems like a perfect holiday to address these issues. So what I'm going to do in the description here is address all these different topics. The fears that people have in quitting smoking, the reason they really should be afraid of smoking, and while some people say, oh, well, that's scare tactics, no. Scare tactics is when you're trying to say smoking is doing something that it's not doing to make it scary. The stuff that I'm going to attach here isn't doing that. It's showing you what smoking can do and what it often does. And again, we're dealing with a product that kills half the people who use it. This is an extremely dangerous product here, and you need to understand the lethal effects that go with it. So if you want to spend your day getting scared, hey, go see what smoking what's doing to you. If you're a current smoker, go see what it's doing to you now. And then take that information, take that understanding. Hey, maybe take that fear. The fear won't get you off forever, but maybe it'll start the process. And then once you start the process, there'll be things you'll be able to do to reinforce it, which aren't fear-based, but on realizing you're doing a good thing by quitting smoking. Don't trick yourself into thinking that you could avoid all this stuff, continuing smoking and not face any consequences. That's a trick. Don't trick yourself into thinking that if you have quit smoking that, you could just control it now. You could smoke one every now and then, because we're dealing with a drug addiction. And You could trick yourself back into usage real easily if you ever start to think, oh, somehow you're different, you're not getting hooked. Don't trick yourself this way. Give yourself a treat this year. Treat yourself to a smoke-free Halloween. Whether it's your first Halloween smoke-free, whether it's your 10th or 20th smoke-free Halloween, all your future Halloweens will be successfully smoke-free, and you'll be treating yourself to a better life and better health for the remainder of the year, as long as you continue to stick to your personal commitment to never take another puff.